Ross, and I'm with oakparknow.com. Today we are here with Bob Petit with the Oak Park Water Service, and I've already forgotten what your title is. So if you would tell us who you are, what your title is, and a little bit about Oak Park Water Service.
My name is Bob Petit, and I am the Water Distribution Specialist for the Oak Park Water System. I've been here for 20 years. I just celebrated my 20th year working in Oak Park. And a little bit about myself: I've got a grade 4 water distribution operator certificate and a grade 2 water treatment. And I will be working hopefully soon on my grade 5, which is about as high as I can go. And that's pretty much it. We just work here hard to service the community and keep everybody happy.
Well, clearly Oak Park is lucky to have someone like Bob Petit. You have obviously gained the education that we've needed, and with 20 years of experience, we're looking for another 20 out of you, of course. We're here at the headquarters today. We're actually in the control unit. We're going to do a little bit of footage on this computer screen behind us, and then we're going to take a tour of the facility and maybe even go to another location. So we'll be right back with you. Behind us on this monitor is the control unit that helps Oak Park Water Service monitor the water service for Oak Park. And Bob is going to tell us a little bit more about the screen behind him.
Yes, this is a system called the SCADA, and it allows us to monitor each pump station and the reservoir sites, so we can monitor the pressures, the tank levels in the system, and make sure that everything is working properly. We usually monitor this at least 3 to 4 times a day to make sure everything is working the way it does.
Can you maybe talk a little bit about the technology behind this system, and how long have we had a system with this type of technology?
This technology was put in place probably about 15 years ago. Before that, they didn't have anything like this, but it just allows us, when there is a problem in the system, catching it quickly. I've caught 2 issues where we had a 10-inch mainline break behind the Ralph Shopping Center, and just getting to know the flows in the system, which takes quite a bit of time to learn all that, and knowing the different flows in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening, you can tell when there's something unusual. So I was able to catch a 10-inch mainline break before anybody reported it into our office, and also a hit fire hydrant that was hit over on Oak Hills by the school at one time. So it just allows us to really monitor the system well and to catch problems sometimes before they become issues with the residents in the community.
Well, thank you very much for sharing that information. We're going to step outside and take a tour of the facility. Bob, as we are walking out of your office here, I noticed a couple of maps. There's this one to the left, and then this one that you're standing right in front of, and some more water supplies and some pipes. Can you just talk about this little area and what we have going on here?
Yes, this is the original system map that Metropolitan had made up, and what it does is it gives a map of all the different zones, all the valves, all the hydrants, all the pressure reducing valves in the system. So it's an important system map to have, so if there's ever any line breaks or anything in the system, we can go to this map to locate valves that we need to close to be able to make repairs. This map here is a map of the reclaim system, and I have this set up with all the valve locations, the blow-offs, and all the pressures in the reclaim system. The pressures in the reclaim system are pretty high, so we had to install pressure regulating valves at each service to be able to keep the pressure lower, so we didn't blow the lines on all the services in the system for the community.
Great, thank you very much. Here we are in the Deerhill pump station, and as you can see, there's a whole lot of pumps and pumping going on in here. Sorry about the lighting. We've got Bob Petit here with us, and Bob's just going to briefly talk about what's going on in this room.
Yes, this is the Deerhill pump station. It supplies water to 2 different zones. We call the zones the lower Deerhill zone, which used to be for the old Deerhill tank. The old Deerhill tank would supply water to the lower Deerhill zone. The new zone, which encompasses the Regency Hills and Shanford tract, we call the upper Deerhill zone, which supplies water to these 2 zones. If an emergency ever arises, this pump station can supply water to the whole community if needed through PRVs that would open up in an intertie that we have on Canaan right at Hawthorne. So we could actually supply all of Oak Park through this pump station.
Great. Well, from here we're going to go ahead and actually go to the Deerhill tank, and we're heading up there right now. Here we are driving in the Oak Park Water Service truck with Bob Petit here to the Deerhill tank. We're going to go through a couple more gates. We'll be there shortly. Well, we're almost there. We are in the hills of Oak Park, as you can see. Bob is just opening up one of the final gates here at the Deerhill tank. Sure is beautiful up here. And we're standing atop the Deerhill Reservoir here with Bob Petit, Oak Park Water Service. And Bob is just going to talk a little bit about the reservoir here and some other reservoirs that we can see into the horizon.
Yes, we are up at the Deerhill Reservoir. It's a 2.1 million gallon reservoir, and during times of emergency, this reservoir could supply pretty much all of Oak Park with water. You also have a 1.0 million gallon reservoir, which is the Conifer Reservoir. That will be replaced probably in about another year with an additional million gallon reservoir, so it'll be a 2 million gallon tank, which will be off of Canaan and kind of over by Los Arcos. We have a Savoy Reservoir, which is off. You can kind of see a road going up the hill. That's a 1.0 million gallon reservoir, and that supplies pretty much part of the Lindero zone and across over by Oak Hill School. You have the Kilburn Reservoir, which is about a 900,000 gallon tank. That supplies all of the Morrison Track and all the homes off of Golden Eagle. Well, great. Thank you for the brief explanation of some of the reservoirs here in Oak Park. And we're going to go back over to the truck, our Water Watch truck for Oak Park, and just briefly talk about water conservation and the importance of water regulation. Don't be alarmed if around town you see these trucks. These trucks are the Water Watch trucks provided by the Oak Park Water Service. Hey Bob, you want to talk a little bit about the Water Watch service that Oak Park Water Service provides to the community of Oak Park? Yes, this is part of the water conservation program that we have in place here in Oak Park. We offer water audits to the community to help people save water. We will come out to their homes and go through and help them check their landscape systems to make sure they don't have any line breaks or broken heads. We'll go into their houses. If we see some type of a leak on their meter, we'll go in and assist them to try and locate where the leak is coming from so they can get them addressed and taken care of right away. What we do with this Water Watch is we do drive-arounds during the day for about an hour, and we'll drive through the whole system and we'll go through and catch if we see anybody. Is that an emergency call coming through right now, Bob, right in the middle of our video? It might be, but there's other numbers that they can call, so we'll let that hold off. Go ahead. With the Water Watch, we'll go through and just do drive-bys throughout the community and try and catch people that are watering during the day between the hours of 9 to 5. Sometimes there are people that are hosing down driveways, and I'll usually go up and talk to them if they're home and just try and educate them on what ordinances we have in place. If they're not home and we see sprinklers running, then we'll leave a violation notice, which is pretty much just giving them notice that there is an issue on the property. We have ordinances in place, and that they need to make sure that they readjust their timers so they don't water during certain times of the day. Well, we at oakparknow.com want to thank you very much for meeting with us today and giving the residents of Oak Park a view of what Oak Park Water Service does. So with that said, Bob, do you have any just last comments or anything else that you'd like to share with our community? Just that, we're here to service the community and to help out in any way we can. And if anybody has any issues with water pressure, or if they see any leaks, feel free to give us a call and we'll jump on it as quick as we can. And you might want to grab that phone that's ringing right now. Who knows, that could be an Oak Park resident calling for one of those things. Thanks again, Bob. Thank you very much. Really, really appreciate your time. Don't forget to check out www.oakparknow.com. Have a great day.